Hi, my name's Todd, and this is my dooryard. Right now, at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's 72 degrees foolish. That makes it 22 degrees civilized, and the humidity is already noticeably high. So I don't know how far we're going to get into it today, how much we're going to get done, but we're going to try and replace that brake line that goes from the T over here across the firewall and up to this right front tire, because it was leaking at the fitting, and we're going to tune that up. But first, we're going to build a plug for the master cylinder so we don't lose all our brake fluid all over everything. Okay, so the plan on how to build a plug for the brake line is we're going to take a piece of this old brake line here. We're going to cut a chunk off, and with this fitting still on it, we're going to try and heat one end up really good and fill it full of solder and see if that works. What do you think? I mean, it's not like it's holding pressure. It's just got to hold well enough to not leak, you know, gravity wise. All right, there's our piece that we're going to make a plug out of. Before we flux that, let's give this a good dose of brake clean and rinse the... Don't even take the nut off, Todd. Don't even take the nut off. Let's give that a good rinse with some brake clean, and before we start putting the heats to it, we'll flux that up real good, and we'll try and get some solder to stick to it. See if we can't fill the tube up a little bit. Might be all right, might not. We'll probably find out here in a bit. All right. Let's not do this on the stone that we're going to be heating up. All right. I think laying sideways like that ought to get the job done. We'll give you a little little fluxorama, right like that. And get some of our solder rolled out. Alright, let's not burn them cords that'll hold the tent down. She ain't quite hard enough yet. Let's change hands. We'll do a little bit better trying to feed this in there with the that's got to be hard enough. Oh yeah. small pair of pliers. I'm going to turn it upright and see if we can't get it to drain down in. I ain't that good at soldering, so. Alright. Hey. I know better than to touch that. It's going to be plenty heavy. Come on, balance right like that. Actually, let's try this. That should stay right there, shouldn't it? Alright, how are we feeling about that? Did it? Oh look, it ran almost all the way through. Okay. That should be soft enough that when I go to put it into the fitting that it's going to plug, it should deform. But I guess push comes to shove, I can file some of this off, get that fitting off, and get the double flaring tool on there and use the pip to push that in. It should work. We'll see. Getting the line off of here, though, that's going to be the difficult one. We want that line that goes that way, that goes up. Focus on the right thing, you damn camera. Right there. Goes across there. I got a fitting right there that's clamping it to the firewall that I got to get loose first. Bends down under the heater box. Comes over to this side. There's a spring clip right there that I should be able to get it out of. Quick 90-degree bend into the wheel well and into the yeah. Let's see about getting those spring clips off first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so it turns out that spring clip was held on by the bolt on the bottom that you can just barely see, not the one on the top like I thought it was. So all I need to do is loosen that a little bit, and the brake line's right free of that. Alright, so I wonder if this thing's cool enough to touch yet. Oh yeah, that didn't take long. Do you think I should bother putting a dent in that, or just call it good? I think I should probably clean that off and put the tool in there and push that in a little bit. Alright, I'll bring you back. Well, that appears that it worked. I mean, the press just like forced the solder up and out of the way. So come on, Focus on what I'm telling you to focus on. You'll get it. I promise. Whatever. Whatever. Yeah, of course. Now you come in, right? Anyways, I'm hoping that's brake fluid tight. We'll give it a go. We'll see what happens. Alright. I'd like to get just that one, but I'm afraid I might have to wind up, you know, that one right there. Although it looks a little wet right there too, doesn't it? Regardless, we got line, we're replacing that one. And I'm thinking maybe I should just take it off the master cylinder and plug it up here. We'll see. We'll see. Alright, there's our line out and our makeshift plug in. Let's see about getting that the other end of the line loose. For that, we're going to need to take the tire off. So I should probably put the whole front end up in the air. And yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, here's the old line out finally. That took quite a bit of doing. Getting the new one in there is going to be, yeah, something else. But obviously, I think we have more than enough line to make this happen. And yeah, we're going to have a little bit extra. Alright, let's see about defeating Big Glue first. And then see if we can't figure out how to get this bent up so it's going to work for us. Okay. First things first. We're going to cut one of these ends off in order to get our little slippy springs down on there. So let's cut this big end off. Meaning the end with the larger fitting. So that's going to go into that T-box better. If you fellows follow what I'm saying, if you see what I'm saying. Let's go as close to that flare fitting as we can get. We'll try and save as much of this as we possibly can. I was really hoping to be done with this flaring kit, but hey, whatever. If we get this brake line replaced over the course of the day here, we're doing all right. Okay, now we want to take one of these nuts off and save it. Set it aside for right now. And we're going to try and do this really difficult, tight 180-degree turn first. Let's get these springy things out. I'm sure it's neither one of those. I think it's this one that we want. Yes, it is. Okay. Ain't this going to be something? Maybe I should be trying that. We'll just give this a go. That is going to be pretty close to what we want there, I think. If we can get this springy thing off, we'll be doing all right. Okay. Easier said than done. Wind's picking up. We're supposed to be getting thunderstorms here shortly. I'd like to have this done before that. Okay. Did I just put the fucks to myself with this? Maybe? Oh, there we go. Now that it's let's try our I'll be right back. The more traditional pipe bender. This is a little bit larger radius than I think we want, but yeah. Yeah, that ain't gonna work for us. Okay. We're going to call that good. And we're going to do a trick that a buddy of mine showed me several years ago for duplicating brake lines. We're going to zip tie these two together. Right at the knot. Oh, you gotta have the zip tie facing the right way. Fortunately, these are the kind that you can just push the lever and disconnect. I want to get them lined up right together. That needs to be on that side of that. Oops, it ain't gonna work if it keeps coming undone like that, Dodd. Fortunately, like I say, this is kind of push on the little bouton and come undone her. Once we get a third one on there, we'll be doing better. Alright. We'll zip tie them together. I sure hope this is in frame, or at least close to it. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to have just as much luck. Now I need to be on the other side of this thing. All these bends. Zip tie it right there. Now we can get that bend a little bit closer to where it needs to be. I want to stay on the same side of this all the way around so that they're parallel. I got an idea that some of this bend happened while uninstalling. Take that right off at this point, I think. Looks like we're going to have just enough. Now, what do you guys think? Is that gonna... So we're pretty close to parallel here on this end. This curve here is a little funky, but I don't think that'll matter that much. Try and get it a little bit closer to parallel there. We'll try and... Okay, we're gonna take time trying get these as lined up as we can, get them corners as clean as we can. And then we'll take all these zip ties off and try for a reinstall. And that might be a bit of, well, I gotta put this, I gotta finish this. I'm gonna cut this to length and put that back on. We'll take the zip ties off first. We'll figure out where we're going from there. Okay, before we make that flare fitting and forget to put the nut on and have to make that flare fitting again, you guys see anything? Oh, let's get it in camera view. You guys see anything on that that would have has maybe like a little, I don't know. I really hope that the leak's on this and not on that brass T-fitting over there. Let's make that flare fitting now. So I got thinking about this the other day and why it's so important to put that chamfer on there. Because when you cut it, it'll leave a burr. It'll leave one side that's a little bit bigger. And if you look at this, if I can get it to focus on it, there it is. See, it's like a little pocket. And when that goes in there and it forces, it's going to force the ends of that into that pocket and closed. And if there's like a little burr, it'll catch in one spot, and that spot won't slide up against the post and start that first shape of the flare correct. So that's why I think the chamfering of the end of the pipe is so vital. All right, there's my flare, and I actually remembered to put the nut on, so I feel like I'm doing okay there. Now comes the hard part of getting this threaded through there. I think I might try a little bit, I don't know. This is going to be, yeah, one of them like Chinese tavern puzzles of getting this thing threaded in there. We'll see how we do. Okay, that line was not lining up for me. So I wound up, come on, taking this T-fitting off and making sure, I'm gonna reach in there. I see a little bit of schmutz down in there. I'm gonna clean that out before we put it back on, because this was the one that was leaking. Come on. Come on. There we go. Yep, that schmutz, I got an idea, was our leak. We're going to clean that out and put everything back together. And then I got to get some leg power to help me bleed out. I know I got to bleed both fronts. So, yeah, whatever. Okay. So that's all cleaned out. And I got an idea that was likely what our leak was. So I didn't even have to do that line. But you know what? Better safe than sorry. All right. We're going to try and make this happen and close this up. So, well, nothing like sweat in the eye. It's awesome. So, that same fitting still leaks like a sieve. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about it. Ow. Those thunderstorms are really close. You can feel them. The temperature's up like 81, 82 degrees foolish. That makes it like 26, 27 degrees civilized. And the humidity is just skyrocketed. You can feel it. The air is just really close. And yeah, I think I'm going to call it a day while I mull over that fitting situation. Maybe I'll buy a few more of them fittings, and maybe it's Chinesium casting that is screwing me. I don't know. But we got to figure something out, and hopefully it won't take us that long. But yeah. All right. I appreciate you guys sticking around watching me do what we did get done, which weren't a lot, although we did get that new line that we didn't need threaded into there and all set up. Sometimes, I swear. I feel like I got nothing done, but some days they go like that, right? All right. I appreciate you sticking around. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. It definitely helps spread the video. Click the little bell icon. It will notify you of any new videos when it shows up by turning it black, yada, yada, yada. You know the drill. I'm sure by now you've seen enough YouTube videos to know how to subscribe. I shouldn't have to hold your hand. Yeah, so I guess that's it. We'll catch you next time. This has been an Empty Pockets production.